Hi, I'm Alejandra and I haven't seen you for a while because I've been in Sweden, my home country, and visited an amazing place called Skärterum, which is located in Halland. I'm gonna insert some footage from that trip because it was amazing, and the couple owning this bed and breakfast place, they are the sweetest, Kai and Ingrid, so shout out to them. Today I wanted to talk to you about different Scandinavian styles, meaning styles I see a lot in Scandinavian homes. And Scandinavia in this case will be more focused around Stockholm because that's where I was born, and that's the capital of Sweden, which is the biggest country in Scandinavia. So I thought it could be fun to look at different styles, because when we talk about Scandinavian styles, we often think about one specific style. And then that style is interpreted in so many different ways around the world. So I thought it could be fun to see like 3 styles that we see a lot in Scandinavian homes. I'm here wearing a shirt that I made for my husband yesterday, but I think it's so cute, so I'm gonna wear it myself today. I have my computer ready. The first style I wanted to show you is the style that I believe most of us think about when we think about Scandinavian homes. But to get this style, if you're interested in getting this style, or if you just like this style, I think it's important to know that a big part is the building. So these apartments were built usually in the late 800s, beginning very much like in the very beginning of the 1900s. Best case scenario is that they still have hardwood floors, that they have high ceilings, that they have this crown molding in the ceiling, maybe some wall molding details, maybe in some cases, the big windows and fireplaces. These apartments are usually quite expensive, meaning the people living there usually have more money, or maybe have more money but it's very like they are interested in looking like they have money. The style I'm thinking about is something that I'm gonna call the influencer home. It's important for these homes to have white walls and have more like traditionally exclusive materials, like the kitchen counter will probably be in traditional like white and gray marble, and maybe some other kind of marble. You will have details in gold or maybe brass, but most likely gold. Big rugs, probably like light rugs that you can kind of get from IKEA, but they will, and some people will still buy things from IKEA even though they have money, because we love IKEA in Sweden. But it can also be like oriental, traditional vintage rugs, if that makes sense. I think it's important to know that IKEA is Swedish, you know this. And we love IKEA. We love IKEA so much, so it really doesn't matter if you have money or not. You can still find IKEA things in more expensive homes, especially when it comes to storage, because we really enjoy storage and we like our storage to be behind the doors. We don't want a lot of things to be seen. And I think this is both because maybe because we're private, but also because we like the minimalist look. We don't want things out, we don't want the cluttered look, which is a big part of the Scandinavian home. So to get this style, you will paint your walls white, you will have those details, the crown moldings and so on. Then you will have a lot of wood furniture. So usually we like to have lighter wood in Scandinavia, and this is because I guess it is because it grows in Sweden. We have a lot of pine trees and so on, So a lot of wood is from the trees that grow in Scandinavia. And in these more exclusive homes, you will probably have details in marble, like a glass table maybe. I know this travertine tables, like the Italian stone, that is super in still. And you will have like maybe, usually we only have one layer of curtains in Sweden. I think this is because the windows are better insulated than in British homes. From what I understand, in British homes they usually have like 2 layers at least of curtains. The person living in a home like this will probably have more money or be an influencer, meaning they can have more money, but most importantly they need the cute angles for the photos. I'm thinking of people like Bianca Ingrosso and other influencers. If you don't know who Bianca Ingrosso is, she's the daughter of a very famous Swedish singer she got famous during the 80s, and then her whole family was in this reality show. Her brother is also very famous and he's a singer. She's more of a entrepreneur slash influencer person. I guess she's our Swedish Kim Kardashian or something. Color palette will probably be like a subtle palette. It will be like a sage green, maybe a gray color, maybe a dusty blue. Maybe if you are feeling like adventurous, like an old dusty cherry pink color, that could also be seen in these homes. The thing in Scandinavia is also that I feel like sometimes we lack inspiration from other sources than ourselves, kind of. I feel like we tend to look a lot at what the neighbor is doing. A lot of homes look the same in terms of decoration, but this is like the traditional, more minimalist Swedish home. Another important thing about these homes is also that they have been renovated. The homes, as I mentioned, they were built over 100 years ago, but they have been renovated, and some of them have been renovated so much that you can't even see that it was an old house from the beginning. But best case is that you still have the fireplaces and so on. Jumping to the middle class, maybe upper class, but more of a like cultural middle class, if that makes sense. The mid-century everything home. This is a home that I've been to so many times, and it's gonna be in a building probably the building was born. The building was probably built in the 20s, 30s or 40s, which is when an architectural style called functionalism was big. Functionalism is all about very straight lines and kind of like geometric shapes. The purpose was to have it functional. So it was built to be functional and work for the people living there. A lot of these homes some of them still have kitchens that are in Swedish called funkis-kök, funkis kitchen. The funkis kitchen is cabinets that are slanted with doors in wood, and you have the little metal hook thing to open the door. These are something that it's like people either love it or hate it. And those who love it, they really love it. These homes are all about mid-century modern furniture. It's a lot of teak wood. Probably the person living in that home is interested in vintage or art, secondhand things. Kind of like my interests, but they really care about having like 60s home decor. Even if the furniture isn't original from the 60s, like a couch, they will probably have a couch from IKEA or from another brand such as Volia. Mio, other chains we have in Sweden that build furniture or make furniture today that kind of have that style. You will most likely see white walls or wallpapered walls in this very dark, intense, illustrated motif. I will show you what I mean. This kind of wallpaper is usually seen like in smaller sections of the home, or like in the bedroom, or maybe in a part of the hallway or something like that. On the walls you will also see something that I guess is only like a very Swedish thing, because I have never seen that so much like anywhere else, but that's to use old illustrated school posters as posters on the wall. I don't know if this is a thing in the US or in whatever country you are living in, because I've seen people coming up from all over the world to watch my videos, which is so much fun. I guess this style goes very well with how the building, like the architecture of the building. These homes will be found in the southern parts of Stockholm, usually in the closed areas to the city. So the suburbs that are still very close to the inner city on the southern part. So I'm thinking like Björkhagen or maybe Bredäng, but also Södermalm, which is like the hipster, cultural, arty area in Stockholm, but it's also very much more expensive than it was only like 30 years ago. And opposed to the influencer home on Östermalm, which is probably people who have more money and that tend to go like a bit on the right wing politically, the people living in Södermalm and south of Södermalm will probably be more to the left. As I said, I've been in these homes so much, and I think I actually like all of these styles. These homes are more cluttered because I guess it's more like you want to have a lot of things. And some things that you can see in this home is like the Anna lampa, the school posters, the like a bookshelf on like this Elfa bookshelf, a modular bookshelf system, vintage teapot from Rörstrand, which is a ceramic factory, very known ceramic factory from Sweden. This style wants to tell you that the person living there is like cozy. They want to create a cozy home. While I think the previous home is more like exclusive, elegant, this is more like they want to say they are cozy, that it's a homey home, you know? The third style I wanted to show you is the IKEA everything home. I'm gonna call it that. This is a home that is probably in a building that is more recent. It will probably be from the late 80s or 90s or even from today. It can be a rental home. In Sweden we have like 50% of the rental homes, so not all of the homes on the market, but of the rental homes are owned by the municipality or by the public, meaning that a lot of these homes look the same. Also during the 70s in Sweden and in the bigger cities, especially in Stockholm, we had something called miljonprogrammet. Miljonprogrammet is, I guess it can be translated to the million program, meaning that the government saw that we needed a lot of houses or a lot of homes for the country because it was growing, and they decided to build a million of homes. Unfortunately, a lot of the homes that were built around the 70s in this million program project are in areas that are struggling, like socially struggling, but that's not the fault of the homes themselves. The homes are usually very like well built. You will still have wood floors, but it will not be solid hardwood. It will probably be parquet, which is very, very common in Sweden. This is not the same thing as like plastic laminate. I think people are like misunderstanding this, because I've seen a lot of confusion online and on Facebook in different like expats group, because these can be polished, I guess, or not polished, what is it, like sandpapered, but they only have like a thinner amount of wood. It's like a thicker veneer, I guess. And this is very, very common in rental homes and in homes generally. This is what most homes have. So it's not plastic, it's wood, but it's not hardwood, like solid hardwood all the way. This is very much what my first home looked like. You will probably find a gray couch, like a fluffy rug, what else? Like IKEA lamp, like maybe a big rice lamp from IKEA, not from like an expensive brand, but from IKEA. And I think this is very much like a cheaper version of the more exclusive home, I guess, because it's still like you have a lot of windows. Most homes have a lot of windows because we live in a dark country where we want to have a lot of sunlight and daylight coming in. So you will still have windows, but they won't be these very tall windows, and you won't have the very tall ceilings, but you will have like a big bathroom. Again, maybe in the traces of functionalism, but also because there are so many laws around how to build a home in Sweden. So a lot of the homes, or most of the homes, have very large bathrooms, because there is a law saying that you have to be able to put in a wheelchair, like an average sized wheelchair, and turn it around like 90 degrees or something like that. So the bathroom can't be small because you have to be able to fit a wheelchair in the bathroom. I think this is a part of this kind of old social democratic tradition in Sweden, that we want a lot of people, or we want the majority of the people, to have the same standards. The people living in a very like IKEA everything home is probably someone who has this as their first home, someone who's like maybe interested in having a nice home, but not necessarily very like, they are not super like into art or anything like that, but they like to have like a cozy home to come home to after their normal job at a quite normal place. You will have built-in what looks like IKEA, but it will probably be another unknown brand, built-in storage, again with doors. We don't want to see what's in there. You will have a dishwasher, you will have a washing machine in your bathroom. You will have like a quite nice standard for homes. And I guess this is something that is generally for all buildings and all homes in Sweden, that they have quite a high standard, no matter how cheap they are or how expensive they are. I know there are variations. I know in some rental apartments, like things can be made from like more poor quality, but generally speaking, compared to other countries, homes in Sweden are quite well built and you have a nice standard. Something exciting has happened since I saw you, and that's that I reached 1,000 subscribers. I even have like 1,007 subscribers today, and this is because I've been posting a lot of shorts. So a lot of shorts where I show things that I've been sewing. So if you think it's fun to see like shorter videos where I sew things, definitely check out the tabs saying shorts and go through them, and follow me on Instagram because I post a lot of reels there from like sewing projects. But on this channel I want to talk to you about like home decor, secondhand style, Copenhagen, and some things like just sharing from my heart to yours, how it is to be how it is to be human. And I want to share a lot of my thoughts with you. I think it's important to also like show vulnerability online and not only be like very don't know, talk about nice things all the time. So if you like me, give me a like on this video, and feel free to subscribe and be a part of this small and very cozy community that we have here. See you soon.